This is chapter 22 of the book titled God's Gift to Woman by Michael Baisden. It was still raining when Eddie and I arrived at the Hilton. I parked in the area reserved for the radio station employees and opened my flask of Hennessy. I took a long sip and passed it to Eddie. "Just like old time, huh, partner?" Eddie said. "Remember when we used to drink OE and get high on the baseball bleachers in Gately Park?" "I remember all right. The first time you tried to hang with the older boys, you got as sick as a dog and threw up all over Timothy Red's brand new members only jacket. You were praying to God to let you live through it." I imitated him whining. "Just let me get through this one, Lord, and I promise I'll never drink again." Well, at least Bernard Miller didn't signify on my mama all the way out to Markham's skating ring. I'll never forget that joke he told on the bus about your mama's house being so cold that the roaches had to huddle around the toaster to stay warm. We laughed and slapped five. Those bus rides out to Markham were showcases for neighborhood comedians. It was our version of Showtime at the Apollo. "But what about the time when you showed up at summer camp with those cheap PF Flyer gym shoes?" I said. "Everybody followed you around all day singing, 'Don't buy the shoes with the slip and slide, get the shoes with the stars on the side.'" How could I forget that torture? I felt so bad I told my mama I wasn't leaving the house until she bought me a pair of Converse All-Stars. Yeah, those were the good old days. I took another sip and reflected. We've come a long way since then. Yes, we have. Especially you. Eddie sounded serious. "Just look at you, a big-time radio personality. You've got a nice crib, a beautiful little girl, and a great career. Damn, Julian, you made it. And just in case I haven't told you lately, I'm proud of you, man." "Thanks, partner. That means a lot coming from you." We gave each other dap. He may piss me off every now and then, but I loved him like a brother. "Okay, that's enough of that sentimental stuff," he said. "I don't want to get all misty before I go mack down these southern girls. Judging by the caliber of women I've seen going in, there won't be much macking going on. It'll be more like herding cattle." I left the windshield wipers on so I could get a good look at who or what was going into the hotel. Most of the ladies were dressed very classy, formal black dresses and pantsuits. But then there was the ghetto queens all decked out in gaudy jewelry with tinted burgundy hair. One woman, who was grossly overweight, had on a crop top exposing her flabby gut, and she had the nerve to have a pierced belly button. Ain't no shame in her game. Eddie laughed as he took one last sip of Hennessy. Terry was right. The hoochies are out tonight. I turned off the ignition. "Come on, let's get this over with." The minute we entered the ballroom, women bum rushed me. Eddie quickly stepped aside to avoid getting trampled. "Julian, I love your show. Can I get an autograph?" a woman shouted. "Remember me?" another woman yelled out. "I'm the woman who called in yesterday about the man who fell off the roof and broke his neck." Several security guards had to come to my rescue and pull them away. I wanted to feel flattered, but instead I felt violated. I had never experienced women grabbing at me like that before. I wanted to be successful and famous, but I didn't know it would be like this. The show had only been on the air 3 weeks, and this was the result. Once I was safely in the VIP section, Mitch came over to make fun of me. "So, how does it feel to be famous?" "Damn, Mitch, this is insane. The women are out of control." "That's the price you pay for celebrity. Did you think it was going to be all fun and games?" "Hey man, I'm just a radio personality, not Jesus. Do you think that's why WBMX is paying you 6 figures? To be a radio personality? Think again. You were paid to give advice and entertain," Mitch said. "You may not realize it now, Julian, but these women have come to depend on you, especially the ones who don't have a strong man in their life. When they're alone at night, your voice is their comfort. You are the only one who assures them that everything is going to be all right. And believe me when I tell you, my friend, that's power. And responsibility, I said as I looked around at all the eyes watching me. This is only the beginning, Julian. You better adjust yourself to the fact. If I were you, I would get a gun and move into a gated community. What about you? You're on the show too. Why aren't they attacking you? Hey, I'm just a peon. The only reason these women give me the time of day is so they can get to you. Mitch laughed. But I'm secure enough with who I am to handle that. I'm too old to be chased around all this young pussy anyway. We both laughed. Just then, an attractive waitress came over to take our orders. She was wearing a skimpy black miniskirt, sheer top, and high heels. Excuse me, gentlemen. Can I get you something to drink? You're right on time, young lady, Mitch said, trying not to look at her breasts. I have a shot of Seagram's and 7. And give my friend here a double shot of tequila. And don't forget to bring the salt and lime. Then he sent her on her way. What are you trying to do, kill me? No, just trying to get you to relax and enjoy yourself. This is our night to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Okay, I'm with you, Mr. Producer. You set him up, and I put him down. I slapped a $50 bill on the table. Besides, I have a designated driver. Who? Eddie. He flew in from Chicago yesterday. You mean Fast Eddie? Mitch said. In that case, you better get ready for a long night. If I know Eddie, he'll be on that dance floor until the party is over. By 2 o'clock, I had put away a glass of white Zinfandel, a shot of Grey Goose, and 2 Coronas. I was drunk as hell and ready to go. Mitch bravely ventured out into the ocean of bouncing bodies to find Eddie. 10 minutes later, he came stumbling back to the VIP section, all sweaty and out of breath. There must be at least 1,000 funky Negroes out there, Mitch said. It's dark, the music is loud, and I'm so damn drunk I'm seeing double. There's no way in hell I'm going to find Eddie out there. Okay, that's it, I said. I'm out of here. I was looking around for the waitress so I could pay my tab when I noticed Eddie making his way towards me. He was dragging some woman by the arm, but I was so high I couldn't make out who she was. When he tried to step through the ropes into the VIP section, the huge bouncer stopped him dead in his tracks. Hold it right there. He pushed Eddie in the chest. This is for VIPs only. Do you have a pass? I don't need a pass. I'm with him. He pointed at me. It's okay, brother. He's cool. That's right. I'm cool. You big ox, Eddie said under his breath. When he got closer, I saw whose hand he was holding. It was Janet. Hey, Julian. I was so upset, I ignored her. Man, where have you been all night? Get my groove on with Janet. We did the electric slide, the bump, and danced down the Soul Train line. Twice. This party is off the chain. Then he noticed Mitch sitting across from me. What's up, Mitch? I saw you out there on the dance floor a minute ago trying to do the Cabbage Patch. You move pretty good for an old guy. So that's why you were all sweaty and out of breath. You were out there getting your groove on. I yelled at Mitch. I'm sorry, Julian. I was on my way to find Eddie, but this tender young thing pulled me onto the dance floor. What was I supposed to do? Both of you guys can go to hell. I'm going home. You coming, Eddie? I'm staying, partner. The night is still young. Janet could drop me off at the airport in the morning, he said while looking at his watch. That's fine with me. I stood up and pulled out my wallet. Now where's the waitress so I can pay my tab? Eddie turned to go back onto the dance floor. Then he suddenly turned and came back over to where I was standing. By the way, I ran into a friend of yours at the bar, he whispered. Then he handed me a business card. She says hello. Have a good night, he laughed, then rushed off to get back to the party. The light was too dim for me to make out the print on the card, so I grabbed a candle off a nearby table. It read, Olivia R. Brown, composer, songwriter. Before I could react, the security guard called out my name. Excuse me, Mr. Payne, is she cool too? I lifted my head up, and there she was, looking as fine as ever. She had on a red satin tube dress and matching high heels. Her large round breasts nearly protruded out of the strapless top. Her long hair was full of body, Even in the heat and humidity of the club, it was laid. Then there was those mesmerizing hazel eyes. They glared out at me through the smoke-filled air. I tried my best to appear unimpressed. "Yeah, she's cool," I told the bouncer. "Let her through." Mitch immediately sprang up from his chair to greet her. I was uncomfortable about seeing her here, but there was no reason for me not to be cordial. "Mitchell Davis, this is Miss Olivia Brown." "The pleasure is all mine, Mrs. Brown." He kissed her on the hand. "Please, call me Olivia." "Well, Olivia, if you don't mind me saying, you look absolutely stunning this evening. Will you be joining us for drinks?" "I would love to, but I have a gentleman waiting for me at the bar, and I don't want to be rude. But thanks for your offer." When Mitch noticed I wasn't saying much, he got the hint. "I guess I'll leave you two alone to talk." "It was a pleasure meeting you, Olivia." He kissed her hand and gave her one of his business cards. "I hope I'll be seeing more of you. Maybe Julian will invite you to the studio." He saw my expression of annoyance. "Well, good night." Once he was gone, Olivia sat down and crossed her legs. It was too late and I was too drunk for small talk, so I got straight to the point. "Don't tell me you just so happen to be in Houston on business again." "You're being awfully cynical, don't you think?" "I'm just trying to cut through the bullshit. Why are you here, Olivia?" "For your information, I came down to help my girlfriend move." She put her hand on her hip. "Now, I admit, I heard the announcement on the radio station that you would be here, but this is where my friend wanted to go, so I came along. I wasn't even going to approach you until I ran into Eddie." She sounded convincing. "Besides, I have a date." The fact that she was with someone made me feel less threatened. Maybe she would start stalking him and leave me the hell alone, I was thinking. Just then, the waitress came back. I paid for my drinks and grabbed my car keys off the table. "Well, it's time for me to go. It was nice seeing you again, Olivia." I stood up and extended my hand. "Take care." "You do the same, Julian." I didn't bother asking for an escort to my car. I thought that the crowd would be too busy partying to pay me any attention. I thought wrong. The second I walked out of the VIP section, I was mobbed. Women were grabbing on my clothes and kissing me on the face and arms. One woman even palmed my butt and yelled, "Gotcha!" The bouncers immediately stepped in and made a path. It took me 5 minutes to get from the VIP section to the ballroom entrance. While we were passing through the lobby, I saw my babysitter Juanita holding hands with her friend. They were headed out the side exit. The crowd was too thick for me to reach her. I wanted to thank her for having her sister watch Samantha. By the time we made it outside, it was pouring down raining. One of the bouncers politely removed his jacket and used it as an umbrella. When the automatic doors opened, we made a mad dash across the lot. Once I was inside my car, I tipped them a 20 to show my appreciation. "What a night," I said as I turned on the ignition. While I waited for my windows to defog, I turned on my Olu CD to chill out. Suddenly, tap, tap, tap. Someone was knocking on my passenger side window. It was still foggy, so I couldn't see who it was. I let the window down slightly just in case it was some whacked out fan. "Julian, it's me, Olivia. Can I get in, please?" "Olivia, what are you doing out here in the rain? Go home." "I can't," she said, sounding distressed. "My girlfriend left me out here without a ride." Reluctantly, I unlocked the door and let her in. She was drenched. "I'm sorry to inconvenience you, but I didn't know anyone else I could trust." "What happened to your date?" "Oh, him? He wasn't really my date. He was just some guy my girlfriend tried to hook me up with. Once he started talking about oral sex, I had to excuse myself." "Why didn't you call a taxi? Dressed like this?" "I don't think so." I understood her point. She was dressed too provocatively to ride alone in the middle of the night with some perverted foreigner. I never would have forgiven myself if something happened to her. "Okay, Olivia, I'll give you a lift, but I'm telling you right now, we're not having sex," I told her. "Now give me the directions so I can drop you off and take my drunk ass home." That is the end of chapter 22. Stay tuned.